Welcome back to my Book Nook Whispers. Today I'm talking about A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, which is the second part in the ACOTAR series. And yes, it's a great story and it's cool writing and they're smart and everything's great. But what resonated with me the most in part 2 is actually Freya and her relationship with Tamlin and Rhysand. And this is where the spoilers come, so if you haven't read it, just skip this video, and if not, maybe you have a different opinion or you had the same feeling, let me know. So today in Germany there is a Remembrance Day, basically, or a day where we think about women and the violence that's taken against women. So women who are murdered by their partners or have to face sexual assault and stuff like that, which is a very important subject, obviously. And for some reason, this is what I took away from ACOTAR Part 2. Because Freya is finally the hero. She's reborn as Fae. She has probably a lot of abilities now. She returned to Tamlin, the guy she thinks she loves, and she thinks he loves her. But he doesn't really care about her feelings, how she copes with being a totally different being now, from being human and dying to becoming Fae. And what he does is he imprisons her, basically. And when the wedding comes along, she is anything but sure that she wants to spend the rest of her immortal life with Tamlin, because she feels so suffocated. So she prays for anyone to help her and get her out of this. Rhysand shows up and says, okay, we made that agreement, so time to come to my court for a week, so bye. And she's taken out of that situation, but when she returns, the same feeling comes back again. Even though the marriage is postponed for now, the situation with Tamlin gets even worse, and he's actually imprisoning her in the house, so she can't leave, she can't do anything. And this is where Rhysand rescues her again. While she was very hesitant of trusting Rhysand, she soon learns that he is very different from what everyone else thinks he is, because he's the opposite of Tamlin. While Tamlin is controlling, Rhysand is trying to help her come to terms with what she is and discover her abilities and make her own choices and find out what her life should be like. That there's a whole sub-story to that is a different thing, but even though he has strong feelings for her, her happiness and her well-being is really above his own needs. This is something that resonated a lot with me, because this is not something that is happening too often. I think most women have been in a relationship sooner or later where they felt not seen. And it's really difficult to find a partner who actually sees you and supports you with everything. So this was something very interesting to me, to find it in a romantasy that everybody says, oh, it's just romantasy, it doesn't really count. But this is a very important subject, and especially today. I loved everything else about the book. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I'm happy to read the rest of the series. So let me know what you think, and until next time in my Book Nook.